Welcome to this edition of the SKNIS Week in Review. In this program, 183 persons inducted into the 2019 Volunteer Corps, stories of African survival on display at the Public Library, cabinet ministers tour manufacturing firms across St. Kitts, and STEP celebrates its second anniversary and showcases transformational work. Those stories and more are next on the SKNIS Week in Review for the period February 8 to 14, 2019. But first, members of the federal cabinet engaged with youth from all walks of life on Thursday at the National Consultation on Youth Forum held at the Royal St. Kitts Hotel. The discussion was quite lively and was attended by more than 300 young persons. Topic raised included plans for the construction of the ultra-modern Bastia High School, consideration of stem cell research, investment in sports development, safety and security at schools, protections for differently able youth, reform plans for the Joseph and France General Hospital, and scholarship opportunities. Prime Minister Dr. The Honorable Timothy Harris said he enjoyed the experience.
It certainly has been a teachable moment for all of us. As a cabinet, we sat and we listened and we pondered at many of the issues which you have raised. And we look to the future now with greater confidence and hope that working together, we certainly can build a St. Kitts and Nevis of which we all can be proud.
The cabinet also interacted with thousands of workers at manufacturing firms across St. Kitts during a tour on Monday. The full day of visits allowed the ministers to get a sense of the daily operations of the businesses and hear directly from a critical segment of the population. The cabinet members visited Lutron Layamiga, Cajola Quistada, Saro Electronics, St. Kitts Carry Brewery, and Harrow Server. Here are some of the highlights.
The manufacturing sector is an important part of the socio-economic fabric of our country. We certainly would wish to see more production, more output, more foreign exchange, and ultimately more jobs. Manufacturing contributes somewhere between 7-8% last recollection in terms of the GDP, and it has a workforce of just over 2,000. We would want to see that, of course, expand. And so we have come basically to get a better appreciation, to let you know that we consider your work and that of other entities in the industrial plant to be very important work.
When one gets sick, they should not have to worry about where you get health care. And that is what we are committed to. So this month, we should have some information on the recommendations from the Commission. And once we have looked at those recommendations, Cabinet will determine when it will start, how it will start, which sections of the country or the workforce will begin to get benefits first, or what benefit levels we will commence with.
The government is interested in the welfare of both the employer, yourselves, and the workers. Because if we don't have that harmony and that good relations, we do not think we'll have the kind of productivity and the good news which you've reported this morning. And that really is our function as the Ministry of Labour.
The Skills Training Empowerment Program, or STEP, is celebrating 2 years of meaningful skills training and successful job attachments following a rebranding exercise in 2017. A week of activities designed to showcase the impact of the program and its many success stories was launched on Sunday with a church service at the Mount Carmel Baptist Church in Borio. Officials from the STEP appeared on the radio and television program Working for You on Wednesday and said the true value of the skills training and work program should not just be measured in dollars and cents spent by the government. Osbert D'Souza, Permanent Secretary in the Office of the Prime Minister, has responsibility for STEP.
We have to be mindful of the social ills, the social challenges that we will have in the absence of a program like the STEP. Every country has social issues. Every country has unemployment issues. And the government of every country has to make sure that programs are put in place to assist some of the less fortunate individuals among us.
Director of STEP, Wendell Watley, offered another perspective.
At the McKnight Community Center, there are a group of individuals there who have physical challenges, and they are benefiting directly from the STEP program. Without the input of the STEP program, they would be left without a focus of getting, feeling as if they are valuable to the society. At this place, there was about 28 persons there. And without the input of the STEP, at this place, those people would have been either home and creating all kind of issues for their parents and becoming a social challenge.
183 young persons were welcomed into the 2019 Volunteer Corps during an orientation and training session held at the conference room of the Department of Agriculture on Friday, February 8th. The Corps was introduced in 2018 by the Department of Youth Empowerment. 141 of the volunteers are tertiary school students who receive grant funding via the Supporting Advancement of Further Education or SAFE program. 42 of the volunteers are residents who stepped forward to give their service. Acting Director of Youth Empowerment, P.A. Liebert, recalled that he often volunteered during his formative years, particularly in high school. He noted that the service continues to benefit him.
I encourage each and every one of you to see this not as a mandatory obligation, but an opportunity for each of you to grow, to develop skills, to develop your confidence, develop your experiences, and develop a reputation that would make you invaluable to any person, in fact, the whole of society and any person seeking to employ an individual of worth to contribute to their institution, their businesses, their colleges, and so forth.
On Monday, the Departments of Social Services and Community Development organized a workshop for persons with disabilities under the theme Empowering Through Knowledge, Everyone Matters. The event was held at the McKnight Community Center and covered various topics, including availability and accessibility to counseling services, accessibility to affordable houses by the National Housing Corporation, availability of benefits of persons with disabilities, and the roles of gender affairs, community development, and social services in assisting persons with disabilities. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Community Development, Gender Affairs and Social Services, Janelle Lewis-Tafari, said that the government embraces its responsibility in this area.
This workshop is an attempt to increase awareness amongst you as to what services we have available to you, how you can access them. Is that we're going to have a social assistance officer who will tell you how to access the food voucher program, how to access medical assistance, how to access help for burials if you have a family member who has gone on with the Lord. We have a CDO who will come and tell you about the programs in the communities. We have a gender officer who will speak about the services that they offer for persons who are being abused. We're going to have a counselor. Again, all of us go through some stressful periods in time. And again, we need to talk to somebody who can help us to cope and to get past those experiences.
Paula Amedai, Executive Director of the European, EU, Latin America and Caribbean Foundation, visited St. Kitts and Nevis this week on an official visit designed to build a strong relationship with governments as well as to further sensitize nationals on the work of the foundation. The visiting official joined with Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Honorable Mark Brantley, to announce that St. Kitts and Nevis has ratified an agreement that will transform the foundation into an international organization in 2019. Mrs. Hamadi explained the basis of the foundation.
The mandate of the foundation is to strengthen the relationship between the member states and their government and the civil society organization. So part of our mandate is to contribute to develop more exchanges between civil society organizations, no matter where they are based in the two regions, and to develop a better mutual knowledge and visibility.
One more story before we leave. February is widely considered to be a time to reflect on the contributions of persons with African ancestry to the development of Western society. In the United States, it's called Black History Month. Here in St. Kitts and Nevis, it's known as History and Heritage Month. The observance includes a book display at the Charles A. Halbert Public Library under the theme African Survivals in St. Kitts and Nevis. Now, the local History and Heritage Committee has coined the term African Survivals to depict aspects of the country's African heritage, such as dance, drama, art and craft, music, local customs, local sayings, and herbal medicines. Denise Walsh is a member of the committee.
African survivals are really just meant to represent aspects of our way of life that have been passed down for generations from slaves of West Africa who were deposited here hundreds of years ago. After seeing this display, you should also get a better picture of who you really are, and this may help you to value yourselves more, and in so doing, foster a feeling of national identity and pride.
Well, that's all for this edition of the SKNIS Week in Review. I'm Ian Richards.